Hello once again, as this is another episode of Gus Talks Wrestling, because this past weekend there was so much wrestling to be able to talk about. And with this episode, I'm going to be discussing the all women's PLE Evolution, also known as Evolution 2, as this is only the second time that they've done it so far. So, like most of you, I was very excited to see them do this once again. I really enjoyed the first Evolution, and it was really cool to see them do this again, and I definitely was not disappointed. So, the first match I'm going to go over was for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, where we had Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, and Bailey all facing off for that title. This was a really good match, and I thought that all three of them had some really good chemistry. I also can't wait to see what happens in the future with this, as at least as of Monday Night Raw, we know that it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria at SummerSlam. Now, I feel like there's probably going to be a Bailey heel turn coming up here because she looked very upset about not winning. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go that way. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Next, we have the NXT Women's Championship match of JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. Another really good match. And of course, there was interference by Jasmine Nix and Fallon Henley. And of course, Blake Monroe, who ended up turning on Jordan Grace, which was expected, but also not. Like, since Blake Monroe showed up, I was instantly like, this is going to be a heel character. So when she partnered with Jordan, I was like, this does not make much sense. So that heel turn, I'm very glad that they went that way. And it should be a really good matchup between her and Jordan. Even though Jordan didn't win this, which I think she is due a title at some point, I think it was still a great match, and I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Then we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Representing Judgment Day, you have Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. You have the Kabuki Warriors, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and Zaruka. All of these teams did a great job, in my opinion. It was a very entertaining match, but there were a couple of issues that I did have with it. I feel like some of them did not really get a chance to shine in this match, especially Zarya. She is supposed to be this dominant powerhouse, and I don't know, I just felt like she didn't get as much ability to showcase that. And then in general, there were a couple of missed maneuvers here and there, but it did still look good. So for me, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Next up, we have the Women's WWE Championship match of Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. This was good, but like most of the matches for this PLE, I think the biggest problem is there was zero setup for this. I just wish there would have been more storyline. Have Trish show up a couple weeks ahead of this to kind of talk about evolution. And then eventually it's like, ooh, it's kind of a surprise that she chose her. But I don't know. It was a good match, but I feel it was much more just to kind of showcase that Trish still has the ability to wrestle and to be able to wrestle for her kids. Because at no point did I think that there was a possibility that Tiffany was going to lose this title, and that took away a little bit of the magic for me. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Then we have the no holds barred match between Jade Cargill and Naomi. This was really good in my opinion. I know there's a lot of haters out there for Jade Cargill, but I think she's shown a lot of improvement, and I think she's going to just get better from here. But in general, this was a really good matchup between the two of them, and I love how brutal the two of them got throughout it. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. Next up, we had the match that I was looking forward to the most, the Battle Royal with a chance to go to Clash in Paris for one of the women's titles. This one, it had a great potential to be really awesome. I was just really sad that there was no mystery people. Like, we knew who all 20 of them were going to be ahead of time, when there was such great opportunities to potentially bring in like Paige back into the company, or one of the other female wrestlers that was out in the audience that they were showing throughout the evening, or just someone from TNA maybe. I don't know. That just bothered me a little bit because knowing it ahead of time and knowing that Nikki Bella was like the only person from the last generation of the women's wrestlers made it not as exciting as it could have been, in my opinion. I also don't think it was much of a surprise that Stephanie Vakir was going to be the winner of this. She has been on such a rocket this whole time. People love her, they love her matches, so they're definitely going to put her up pretty quick into that stratosphere. Oh, also, I do want to mention some of the issues that I had with this match is that I feel like some people got out way too early and other people stayed in way too long. They should have mixed it up a little bit better than they did. I'm going to give this match a 4 out of 5. And then, of course, there's the main event of the evening, which was for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship of Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. This was an amazing match. The two of them were so good, so many great moves, so many great moments. And honestly, I didn't mind Naomi coming out at the end and stealing the title. It made for an interesting story because everyone kept thinking that she was going to be going for the WWE Women's Championship. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. I do really want to see Rhea finally beat Io eventually, though, so she can get that checked off of her list. But for the time being, I thoroughly enjoyed this match, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. So when it comes to this PLE in totality, I am going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Really, really good matches. I hope that they do Evolution 3 just because this is such a fun concept. And until it feels completely equal, I think it's good to throw this in every once in a while. I don't think it needs to be a yearly one, but at least a bit more consistently. So, what do all of you think? Do you agree with my opinions? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. And in general, let me know what you thought about this PLE as well.